Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk a little about our project title In Code Blood, which is about enhancing the accessibility of microliterature. The work in this project has been performed in collaboration with my colleague Paula Pérez Sobrino and our student Anabel Martin. This talk is organized as follows. First, I would like to summarize the project context, talking about cognitive disabilities and the easy-to-read methodology. Second, I will explain the main objectives of the project, and after that I will present the main results obtained. Then I will mention the ongoing and further work. And finally, I would like to thank those who have supported us through the development of this project. Our project is mainly targeted to help people with cognitive disabilities in a scenario related to free time. Especially, our scenario refers to enjoy literature. People with cognitive disabilities have some problems related to comprehension and communication. However, they have to have the same rights as the rest of the population. To improve the rights of people with learning disabilities, a methodology called Easy to Read was created. This methodology aims to present clear and easily understood contents to different sectors of the population, especially to people with disability. The Easy-to-Read methodology provides guidelines for materials, content, language, illustrations, as well as graphic layout in documents. In this context, our project, In Code Blood, has two specific goals. The first one, to know which one are the main difficulties people with cognitive disabilities find when reading poetic texts, and the second one refers to develop an application that suggests a set of adaptations to those poetic texts that are not according to the easy-to-read methodology. For achieving these objectives, we mainly base on artificial intelligence methods and techniques, especially those related to natural language processing, in order to analyze and adapt poetic texts with respect to the easy-to-read methodology. With respect to our first goal, which is to know the main difficulties people with learning disabilities find in poetic texts, we performed a first empirical study. This study was focused on analyzing how different types of metaphor are understood by this sector of the population. For this study, we used a dataset of 60 metaphors written in Spanish. Such metaphors were read by 6 people with different levels of cognitive disabilities. Those people were asked about the comprehension of such metaphors. After analyzing the whole set of responses, we could conclude that conventional metaphors and explicit ones will be easier to understand. In addition, in general, metaphors that contain more positive, easier to imagine, and more familiar words will be easier to understand too. Also related with the analysis of which one are the main difficulties people with cognitive disabilities find in poetic texts, we performed a second empirical study. This study was focused on analyzing subsets of poetic texts, both in English and Spanish, in order to know which one are the easy-to-read recommendations that are not present with more frequency in such texts. In order to perform this study, we manually analyzed 30 micropoems in English and 20 micropoems in Spanish, in both cases related with love issues. After the analysis, we can conclude that in most of the cases, poems include special characters, acronyms, difficult words, and contractors in the case of English language, what is not according to the easy-to-read guidelines. Now, we move to our second goal, the development of a tool that proposes adaptations of micropoems that are not according to the easy-to-read methodology. To fulfill this objective, we have developed a proof of concept called SUPER, suggesting micropoems in easy to read. SUPER analyzes a micropoem with respect to a subset of guidelines included in the easy to read methodology. These guidelines are related with the special characters, abbreviations, contractions, and difficult words. Based on the results of this analysis, SUPER proposes a new micropoem that satisfies the aforementioned guidelines. In addition, Super calculates the readability index for the original and adapted micropoem. It is true that within this project we have made some advances in helping people with cognitive disabilities in the scenario of reading and understanding micropoems. However, more work is still needed. In particular, we are currently performing some tasks related to experiments. One focus on gathering data about the comprehension of original and adapted micropoems by people with cognitive disabilities, and a second experiment related to how this sector of the population understand poetic texts that include passive voice and impersonal sentences. In addition, we are also working on implementing a method for proposing the best synonym to a difficult word found in a micropoem. Finally, as part of our current research line related to applying artificial intelligence techniques to help people with cognitive disabilities, we have planned to analyze whether the adaptation based on the easy-to-read guidelines performed in poems has a real implication on the readability values of the suggested poem with respect to the original one. Also, we would like to analyze the data obtained in the experiments related to passive voice and impersonal sentences, and we have planned also to implement a method for detecting passive voice and impersonal sentences in micropoems, and also for suggesting adaptations of those micropoems. And last but not least, this project would not have been possible without the help of different people such as Isa Cano, Pablo Calleja, Juliana Botezan, and also thanks to research projects performed at UPM. We would like to acknowledge all of them. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me.